welcome back to my art channel. Today I have this reference of Rosepaw, one of my favorite characters with multiple AUs who I also kind of use as a side sauna sometimes. I wanted to talk a little bit about her origins, and I might have to split this video into two parts because it does get long here, but we'll see how it goes. Just a quick disclaimer, as always, since I'm talking about a Warriors OC, there can tend to be a lot of blood and death, violence, and since I still need to figure out my drawing program, we have zooming in and out a lot, and this could cause some flashing and eye strain. It's a little bit slower for this, so hopefully it'll be alright. So yeah, on to Rosepaw. She was first seen as a unnamed side character that kind of showed up to aid in another one of my actually main OC, Snakepaw's story. I created her as kind of a cat that he could manipulate in the clan, a kind soul who he could manipulate into helping him clean the Elder's Den against his mentor's wishes. She was first seen and mentioned defending him against some apprentices who were being rude to him, and she kind of stepped up and defended him before she even was named, before I even created this character that was Rosepaw. And then he asked her to help him with the Elder's Den, and out of the kindness of her heart, she agreed. And it was implied even then that she just had some sort of a crush on him and wanted to be really nice to him and defend him from the other apprentices. So then later, when Snakepaw's mentor was around and hadn't heard about the whole plot that Snakepaw basically made Rosepaw clean the Elder's Den and deal with the Elders and interact with the Elders for him, Rosepaw was about to mention it later, and Snakepaw smacked her really hard with his tail, and his mentor had to, apologize for that. I was just using Rosepaw as sort of a little side element into the roleplay and into the story. So she was later seen during an argument actually between Scarlet Flame and the deputy. They were having an argument during a patrol, and Scorchpelt, the deputy, got a thorn in his paw, and Scarlet Flame was gonna make Rosepaw get it out, but Rosepaw got really squeamish and ended up kind of running back to the patrol and not helping, so Scarlet Flame had to deal with it and actually interact with Scorchpelt. And then Rosepaw isn't really seen that much. She maybe tries to share prey with Snakepaw or be nice to him here and there, but she really shows up after Snakepaw has had an encounter with the Dark Forest and nearly is fatally injured. And Rosepaw, being in the apprentice's den at the time, wakes up to a lot of blood and freaks out, absolutely traumatized, and Scarlet Flame rushes in, and I think Scorchpelt was already there, and Scarlet Flame has Rosepaw help her, get herbs and cobwebs and hold cobwebs on the wounds that Snakepaw has, and she really does her best despite being completely traumatized by that entire situation. Spoilers! These are spoilers! Oh no! Be sure to watch Snake Fang's backstory when it comes out in a couple of weeks here, and Scarlet Flame's. So later, Snakepaw is back in the medicine den, re-injured, and Rosepaw tries to bring him some prey. She ends up finding Birchfire in the clearing. Birchfire is kind of a frenemy of Snakepaw. They don't get along that well, but well enough. And so she meets Birchfire in the clearing, and she starts just spouting off facts about Snakepaw and how he hates toads, but he loves squirrels or whatever, and brings Snakepaw some prey, and he ends up just throwing it, yeeting it at the wall right next to where Rosepaw and Birchfire are standing. And Birchfire's having none of it, but Rosepaw gets really upset and when they end up leaving, having not succeeded at getting Snakepaw to eat a single bite of that prey that she so graciously brought him, um, she confides in Birchfire that she has feelings for Snakepaw, and she really wants to tell him, but it's never a good time, and he's so, like, angry all the time. And Birchfire encourages her, even though, well, first he tells her that Snakepaw is a jerk and he doesn't know why she bothers trying, but then he tells her that if she has feelings, she should confess them, saying, "What's the worst that could happen?" Now, I absolutely, like, loved this little interaction, and the person I was role playing with didn't know my future plans at the time, but I just, like, had this moment of evil laughter when he said that because, yeah, I definitely had something planned for Rosepaw. My At the time, she was just like the side character. She didn't really matter to me, and she was pretty much irrelevant to the plot, and so of course I would try to destroy her to enhance Snakepaw's plot and to sort of create some drama in the storyline, and I didn't care who I hurt to do it, so Rosepaw was the perfect candidate. What ended up happening is Snakepaw had his warrior ceremony. Rosepaw was held back because she was not very good, not very skilled, and after his warrior ceremony, Rosepaw went to confess her feelings to him. They were out in the forest, and she, like, poured her heart out to him, and he, of course, rejected her and was really mean about it and snapped at her and called her a foolish young cat that knows nothing about love, and she kind of broke in that moment, broke character, and got angry and yelled at him and then fled. Now, there's another character that you might remember that I did a backstory about a long time ago. I'll probably link the video here, have a card or something up at the top. Briar was waiting in the bushes for, I don't know if it was specifically Rosepaw or just she was trying to get some sort of vengeance on Fern Clan, but she ended up leaping out of the bush at that moment and taking Rosepaw's life very quickly so that Snakepaw could, like, feel the guilt of his actions and be sad that he didn't react differently and sent her away and all of that, and also have, but mostly it was about him having this moment with Briar, his aunt, his treacherous con artist of an aunt. That was all just my attempt to create this cruel grief square, and Rosepaw just ended up being the final piece that I needed to develop three more characters in multiple different ways, and actually what ended up happening because of this one event was crazy for the plot. So yeah, that's how Rosepaw ended up being, or having, this really tragic story, and I really want to go over how she developed as a character after that, after she died. I actually, like, gave her development and a really detailed backstory, emotions, reasons behind her actions, character flaws. I really developed her as a character after she was already dead. But I will save that for a future video since this reference sheet really didn't take that long to do. It was just coloring. I'll have to actually draw more Rosepaw art so I can do a part 2 on this, where we will dive deeper into Rosepaw's entire backstory and some of the mental elements and why she needs therapy. But yeah, here is the finished reference sheet. I used Canva to do the background and all of the text and fancy elements. I also hope to do a video on Snakepaw and a video on Scarlet Flame in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Go ahead and leave a comment on your thoughts on Rosepaw, what you think of her so far, not knowing any of the backstory elements yet, Do you think she's like this kind-hearted soul? Is she to marry Sue because of this? Do you actually hate her? I would be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments. And I hope to see you in part 2 or my next video.